Your life is full of cycles. Everything in life is a cycle. The duration of the cycle depends on each thing. Some could last as short as 5 minutes, even shorter than that. Some could last years, some months, some decades. These include relationships, careers, cycles of when you have a lot of energy, when you're constructing something, and cycles of rest. Cycles are all inclusive. We see this in the macro and the micro. In the macro, all the planets go around the sun. And they do this in a circular rotation, in a cycle. And the cells, if you could see a microscope, they vibrate in a circular motion. They each have their rhythmic cycle. Behind the disorder, there is a perfect order. There is a perfect order in everything, and every cycle is perfect. The archetype, the structure of how a cycle works in our reality is that we must complete it when we start it. Now, like I said, some cycles may last 5 minutes, some hours, some days, some months, some years, some decades. Only you know through your intuition how long your cycle is. For example, if you are painting, if you're a painter, if you start painting and you decide, hey, I want to be an incredible painter, I want to explore painting in life. You start painting. You start having fun with it. You go to painting school. When you go to painting school, you start getting into different things at that time. You may start getting into sports or into writing. And your intuition will guide you and let you know as to if you should keep exploring the art cycle or if it's already done. And you'll get an intuitive feeling. And it doesn't mean that if you end that art cycle there, if it's its natural ending, that it can't start again. But that was the cycle of art for that time. At least in my life, I have had cycles of soccer. Cycles of where I've played a lot of soccer, trained a lot for a prolonged period of time. And there were cycles where I didn't play soccer at all. And I try to make sure that I would always complete that cycle. If I joined a team, I would complete the cycle of being in the team. Like last year, I joined this team and I was in it for the whole duration. And it had its fruitful results. It had its lessons. And lessons is something big that I was going to mention. If you don't go through the cycle and learn the lessons, this can especially be seen in relationships, you will get the cycle again, and it will be a different face, but it will be the same cycle. And especially in relationships that hurt, these are the ones that we need to change our perspectives on, because they could drain our energy. It's not fun being in a relationship that does not feel good, that does not feel uplifting. But like I said, there's a cycle to everything. And in everything, you could find a lesson and you could find the higher meaning behind it. Now, a way to end these cycles, to go through it, is through a perspective change. Rather than say, I really dislike this relationship. I don't like it at all. I resist it with all I am. Embrace it. Start seeing the positive aspects of it. Come to a feeling place where you are in peace, where you are at peace, where the aspects may not be the best in the relationship, it may not be harmonious, but you are in a state where you are in peace, where you are accepting of it. You're accepting of all the aspects of it. If there's bad, that's okay. I accept you as you are. That is how you are, and I accept you that way. And when you do this, you realize that the relationship starts becoming more harmonious. And you yourself, your vibration starts increasing, so the rendezvous with that person may decrease, or you'll just see better aspects of that person. And the paradox being usually that when you accept the cycle wholeheartedly with your entire being, the cycle ends. And this is usually the case with negative cycles. If not with anything in life, once you let go of resistance, it's like a cork that's been sinking underwater. When you release a resistance, it naturally rises up. So when you let go of that resistance, when you accept your situation completely and let go, your cork rises. And when your cork rises, the solutions arise. The positive aspects of the relationship present themselves. If not, the relationship cycle ends. So follow these cycles and finish them. And do it with grace. Try to find that feeling place in you where you are unshakable. Like Sadhguru says, do not give the privilege to someone to let you feel anger or unempowered emotions. At the end of the day, you are in control of how you perceive what is expressed at you. You hold that power, and it all lies in your perception. So your perception of these cycles, if you change them to a more gracious and learning mindset from them, you will see the benefits and the deep lessons in them. And you will not have to go through hard lessons again. That doesn't mean that contrast isn't going to come into your life again. It will, and contrast has its perfection. If it wasn't for contrast, if it wasn't for hurtful relationships, you wouldn't be where you are now, and you wouldn't come to clarity as to what relationship you do want or what life you do want. So contrast is really important in our life. Like I said, everything is perfect, every cycle is perfect, and you can't mess up in a cycle. That's a paradox. Because when you mess up, another pathway opens, and it has its perfection. The universe, that's how it works. It's a perfect equation that keeps unfolding for infinity. Just like the Ouroboros, the dragon eating its toe going in a circular motion forever, a representation of infinity. Life is a beautiful celebration of infinite cycles. And the non-physical is an infinite cycle too. Everything we understand and everything there is, all that is infinite. It's one infinite cycle, yet it's infinite cycles. It's a paradox, but that's what it is. That's what my intuition feels, and I think it's very beautiful. I hope you guys resonated with something in this video. Feel free to drop a comment as to what resonated and what you would like to see in this channel. Thank you, and I wish you the best in all your cycles.